Today's Thursday, it's the 5th of May, and Anita's just gone out with her friend Barbara to a concert by the Paguera Symphony Orchestra. They're usually on a Thursday evening. She goes to the concerts and I go to the Masons, but Masons is finished for the season, at least for the summer. So I'm home alone, so I thought I'd just take this opportunity to bring you up to date with what's been going on in our lives. First of all, Charlie and Ollie, our two grandsons who are trying to raise money to go to South Korea, were very busy on Sunday morning. They're back home now, and they've been collecting items to sell at car boot sales. And on Sunday morning they managed to raise over £130 just selling things that had been donated to them for the car boot sales. So they're getting there little by little, and more donations coming in, and thank you very much to all those people who've sent the donations through the GoFundMe. If you'd like to add a little bit, your little bit, then every little bit counts. It doesn't matter how small it is, every little bit. More people that make donations, the more likely they're got to reach their target, which is £8,000. It seems an incredible amount of money to me. Anyway, I'll put the link down below, so if you do want to, it's the GoFundMe link, and you'll be able to see just how much money they have raised. On Sunday, we went down to Palma Nova, and on our walk through Palma Nova, we bumped into Fiona and Ian from Derby, and we had a little coffee with them. Really nice to meet you, and from almost locally. We were from Stoke-on-Trent, Derby just across the way. But the main aim was to go and meet Shauna and her mother Claire. You may have heard me talk about Shauna in previous videos, particularly on the Palma Nova videos. Shauna contacted me about a year ago or so, telling me that she was planning to come with her mum to the Santa Lucia. Things all went wrong with the pandemic, and other things went wrong. The holiday was rescheduled, and things went wrong with that. And so they eventually rescheduled for July of this year. But Claire sprung a little surprise on Shauna, and they booked just a few days of getaway to Palma Nova, staying at the Tropico Hotel. So we went along on Sunday and we met them, had a drink with them, and it was really nice to meet them, and the smile on Shauna's face was wonderful. So busy weekend. I was contacted by Brian, who's from Aberdeen. He contacted me, telling me that he was coming out to Mallorca. I met Brian last October, I think it was, and we had a nice chat. Anita had gone back to England, so I was home alone again. And Brian was telling me about his sad loss of his wife. And Brian contacted me again to say that he was coming over for a holiday again in Magaluf, and he'd like to get together. So we went and met him in Leo's pub. One of his favourite places to go, and one of our favourites as well. And so we went and had a beer there with him. He brought some wonderful things, some beautiful biscuits from Scotland, some Scotch buttery biscuits, and some lovely things for Anita as well, some wool so she can do some knitting, and lots of other little things. Big thank you, Brian, really much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday. The weather wasn't so good though. The weather's been a little bit up and down over the past few days, so it's been a bit difficult to get out. Been very windy, still quite windy, and we had a couple of days when we had some rain. I did manage to get down to the port, and I made a little video of the cruise liner Wonder of the Seas. It is a huge vessel. If you've not seen the video, you should have a look at it. It is just an enormous ship. 236,000 tons. Anita says, I wonder how that actually floats. And another comment I received was, I'm surprised it doesn't get blown over in the sea. But 236,000 tons. That's arrived in Palma for its inaugural visit, its first visit ever to Palma, but it'll be visiting a lot over the next few days because of it's doing a Western Mediterranean cruise. Bit controversial though, because of the amount of pollution that these cruise ships bring with them. And if you watch the video, you'll see that there's smoke billowing out of the chimneys, the funnels, and that was happening all the time I saw it. So I imagine all day they've got to be producing electricity to run the ship, and I'm guessing that they're doing that with diesel engines. There was talk earlier on in the year of giving them hookups so that they could connect to the local electricity supply, and it seemed to me that the other 3 ships that were in, which are obviously not as big as the Wonder of the Seas, they were not producing the same amount of pollution. I couldn't see any, in fact, coming from them. Maybe it's because they were hooked up to the electricity here. So no videos really over the last couple of days because of the weather and the wind. It's really not been too settled down a little bit now. We're still hoping to get a little video of Anita's garden, show you some of the flowers. Lots of people have been asking me to do that, and as soon as we have time we will. Big thing for this weekend is Sunday the 8th of May. We'll be back down in Palma Nova because it's Europe Day. It's a fun-packed day, lots of stalls, entertainment, lots of things going on from about 10 o'clock or so in the morning right through till late in the afternoon. And I'll be down there with some of my Leo Club, a charity group, and we're just trying to raise money and awareness of the Leos, and we donate our money to local charities, which are usually children related, so they choose whatever they want to donate the money to. So if you're in or around Palma Nova on Sunday, then do pop down, say hello, and I'll be only too happy to see you. All being well, we'll be out on Friday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, don't know where, we'll make that decision, possibly on Saturday morning, but Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, big match. Real Mallorca are playing Granada, and this is a clash of the bottom, if you like. We're very close to the bottom of the league, not quite in the relegation zone. Granada are in the relegation zone. But it's a desperate match for us. It's one that we refer to as a 6-pointer. If we win it, we gain 3 points, but our opponents lose 3 points that they could have had. So desperately to win this one, and then hopefully it will mean that we stay up in La Liga. And more news from Real Mallorca is that they've actually started work today on the renovation of the stadium. Our stadium dates back to 1999, I think, when it was actually used for the Student Olympic Games. So it's got a running track all the way around the outside. It had things for long jump and all of those sorts of things. And it meant that it was not really supposed to be a football pitch, a football stadium. And the fans are a long way from the pitch, from 80 metres, 40 metres in some places. And that's going to be reduced to just 8 metres when they remodel the stadium. So today they started by bringing in some machinery, and the season's not over yet, so I'm not sure what it's going to look like on Saturday afternoon when we get there. But they started by bringing in some machinery, and there were some big announcements by some of the local dignitaries who are involved with financing it and giving the permissions to the local government. That's not due to finish for another 2 years really, so it's going to be done in stages, and it's going to be done when the football matches are not being played. So starting now and hopefully finishing before the matches start at the beginning of next season. If they don't finish, then Real Mallorca have already arranged with La Liga that they can play their first matches away, so that it gives time to finish off the first stage of the reformation. But hopefully it will all be done by then, and we'll be starting to see our new stadium. Well, I think that's all the news for the time being, and thanks for watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.